What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be doing my initial impressions and also picking out any pieces of information that we can find from the multiplayer reveal trailer. But keep in mind, I'm not going to go into too much depth with this. That would be kind of pointless, just because we're going to be getting so much more information in just several hours basically at the Facebook live stream, and then tomorrow as well, Sledgehammer has their panel, and we're going to be getting tons and tons of information. So it wouldn't really be worth my time to go into great detail breaking down every single thing, but I just wanted to point out my general impressions and a few things I noticed from the trailer. So we'll just restart it here, and first off, just my overall impressions of the graphics and everything. I mean, it didn't blow me away completely. It looks really good for a Call of Duty game, and I'm really excited for that. Graphics to me don't mean that much. I will say it's not quite at Battlefield's level, but obviously that's just how it's going to be because of the engine that Call of Duty is currently using. Right here, this is something that I really took a lot of looks at. I played this over and over again, and this to me is one of the most important things. This shows the sprint out time as well as the aim down sight time of the M1 Garand. Now, the reason this is so important to me is these factors can essentially determine the entire pace of the game. If you have a super slow sprint out time or super slow aim down sight time, like Call of Duty 4, it slows down the overall pace of the game, but it looks like it's at a pretty decent rate on the M1 Garand here. Now we'll notice here that we have a usable bayonet. It's not really clear here if that's a bayonet charge like in Battlefield 1, or if it's simply like an attachment you put on your gun and it's a simple one-hit melee, but that's pretty cool to see. Also, a flamethrower. Now this one kind of worries me a little bit, but it also looks like it could be cool. It depends on how they handle it. If it's a specialist type thing, I might not be so happy with it, but if it's a score streak, sounds cool to me. Now coming up right here, we can see the grease gun, which is no surprise that we're seeing that in this game. And also coming up right here, he attaches a suppressor to his weapon. Now, it doesn't look like this suppressor's been on the whole time. It looks like you can take it off and put it on mid-game. Maybe they have it as some sort of like an ability where you only earn it for a certain amount of time, or maybe it's something you can simply take off and put on whenever you want. Now right here, when this grenade goes off, you can see Gibbing is in the game. That guy's leg actually gets blown off, and a lot of people love that. I think it's a cool little addition that we have Gibbing in the game. Right here is something that confuses me and possibly scares me a little bit. We have people actually parachuting onto the map. Now, we don't know if this is restricted to something like the war game mode, or if this is maybe like a tactical insertion, or maybe that's just how the airborne division spawns in every single time they spawn in. This one, I don't want to really speculate too much. We will be finding out more very, very soon on this. So you can see right there, there's also some sort of a stun grenade in the game, which is awesome to see, and possibly a Dragon's Breath type shotgun. If you notice when he fired that shot, it looked like there was a little bit of sparks or fire coming out of that shotgun. Now coming up in a second here, we can see what a female playable character looks like and sounds like in the game.
Cover me.
And for me personally, we already knew they were going to be in multiplayer. I think it blended in just fine. I don't think it's a huge deal, at least for me. I know it's going to upset some people, but I'm cool with it. Now right here, it looks like we have a controllable plane that we can use and shoot down on the battlefield. Now, do I think it's going to be like Battlefield where you can spawn in with this? No, absolutely not. I think this is going to be a score streak, and it looks pretty cool. I'm excited to control that, assuming it is in fact a score streak and you have to earn it. Now coming up right here, it looks like in-game gestures or the inspect feature for Modern Warfare Remastered is going to be in World War II multiplayer, which I think is cool, and also obviously melee weapons. We've got a shovel. And one big thing I noticed is the gore in this game is unlike anything that I remember in Call of Duty. As you can see here, when you hit him in the back of the head with a shovel, it actually creates a wound on him. It's not just like blood splatters out or anything. There is an actual wound that appears on the character model. And I think that's a really cool step forward for Call of Duty. Next, we got our first look at a sniper rifle in World War II, and looks pretty clean. And right here, it looks like some sort of a bomb drop type score streak, which looks really cool. But more importantly, as that's dropping, we can take a screen grab. And as you can see here, we can see the entire map and the layout, and it looks like, at least for this map, it's about a mid-sized 3-lane symmetrical map. And I like the looks of that. I don't like the random scattered sort of maps with way too many lanes and having it very difficult to find enemies. 3-lane is the way to go in my opinion, and if other maps are designed like this one, I'm going to be quite happy. Now, right after that bombing clip, if you listen very carefully to the in-game announcer, it appears that from here on out in the trailer is all the war game mode. If you just compare what the announcer is saying to how Michael Condrey directly described the war game mode, it lines up perfectly. So escorting that tank, initially I thought safeguard, but then I thought back to the interview with Michael Condrey, and it looks like that's like one of your objectives as you push through. There are multiple objectives in war, And I believe one of those objectives is to escort your tank, and you have a gun on it, so it's kind of like Safeguard, but you have a gun on there. And then there was another one where he specifically said one team has to defend the 88s, the other team has to attack and destroy the 88s, and we see that in this little segment here. So I believe that is our first look at the war game mode. Also, I don't think this confirms that there will be like tanks in multiplayer that you can drive around and kill other players with. I think it's purely an objective element you have to either escort or destroy. Now going back and looking at some of the specifics of that, it looks like possibly a partially destructible environment, maybe like Ghosts where you can blow out a certain wall or something like that. And a minor detail that you might have missed, it looks like dolphin diving is returning to Call of Duty World War II. As you can see in this clip here, it looks like the soldier is kind of diving away from that explosion, and assuming this is synced up with the next portion of the clip where it goes into first person mode, it looks like he's landing from a dolphin dive. So with this, I don't know how I feel about this. I do prefer the slide. I think a slide is much more useful than a dolphin dive, but at the same time, it was always kind of fun to dolphin dive around in Black Ops 1 and 2. So there we have it. That's going to wrap it up for my initial impressions and a little bit of a breakdown of the multiplayer reveal trailer for Call of Duty World War II. One other piece of information I want to let you guys know is the beta date has now been confirmed. It's August 25th of this year, which is awesome to see. It's not quite as late as Infinite Warfare's beta. That gives them plenty of time to make adjustments before the game actually goes gold, and I'm really excited for that one. And with that, I'd love to know what your guys' impression is in the comment section below. Did this trailer get you more excited or less excited for Call of Duty World War II? Are there certain elements you like, certain elements you don't like? And is there anything that you think I missed in this little trailer breakdown? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.